Hi everyone, this is Board Games Bourbon. I'm Glenn Flaherty, and right now I want to tell you about Galaxy Dice. It's a brand new game that's about to come out by David Shepard. He's the same person who made Spooker, a really cool family-style game that I talked about years ago. Might have even been one of the first games I ever discussed. But what he's done here in this game is he's made a game that is a dice-chucking game set in a video game world. It's for 1 to 4 players. Plays probably in about half an hour. The box says 45 minutes, so that might split the difference if you add in a bunch of modules. And what you're doing in this game is you are going to get these dice here, and these dice represent different kinds of attacks. Imagine you're in, Mega Man or something where you're trying to blow up stage bosses. You're going to roll these 3 times, like Yahtzee, and you're going to try to defeat these cards. When you defeat these cards, like this ocean card here, okay, this ocean card has some requirements. You need to have a blue squiggly. We're just going to call them blues just to make it easy on us. A little missile symbol here. And when you do that, you're going to get 3 points. Moreover, when you get this card, it gives you 1 chance in the future to attack the boss. And the boss is over here. And this is the boss card. It's far more complicated. It requires 2 purples, 2 missiles that look like white ropes, and a spread, which is a red. In the multiplayer game, when you get 3 of these defeated, that triggers the end of the game, and then you see who has the most points, and congratulations, someone's going to win. In a solo game, you're trying to defeat all of the bosses. There's 4. You pick 4 in the beginning, and in the beginning of the game, you're going to decide which of the bosses you want to use. There's many variants of all the different bosses in there for you. There's even a boss you can include called the Nexus Soul, which basically is a roundabout way to trigger the game's end without having to get all 3 of the mini bosses. What you spend is a turn in order to try to kill it, but what you get out of it perhaps is the gamble of ending the game early and walking away with victory. Now, you're going to get a currency in this game that are these little tokens. When you start the game, multiplayer, you start with 3. And in the multiplayer game, what these 3 tokens do is they allow you to have rerolls, which are really, really great. You're also going to get these little player aids that tell you how everything in the game works. And I got to tell you, I really appreciate that everything is laid out for you. You are never going to be at a loss for what to do. Not only is it here, it's actually written on the cards what you're doing, okay? And how you access them as well. Now, this itself is the base game, but I've put in all the modules, and I suggest you do that too because the modules add a lot of variety in a lot of different ways and options for you on what to do with your roll, so you'll never be at a loss on your turn, which is something that really puts this above other similar games too. Even if you fail at trying to get one of these just stage cards, it's not like too bad, go home. You're going to get some tokens. You might get a power up. You might be able to take your dice and invest in something called a glitch, which gives you superpowers. You could take this and you can invest it in your pilot. And what your pilot does is, right now you can see here in my dice, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 purples. If my card here for my pilot said purples on it, right now it says blue, I could have put my die on face of 4, and that means I have those to use in the future. I just burn through them, I exhaust them, and any I have left over at the end of the game is worth 100 points to me. This card was worth 300, that's worth 500, bosses are worth 7, Nexus Soul, I should say, I think is worth 7. Nope, it's worth 900 points. And yay, you've saved the galaxy when you kill this person. There's also bonus cards mixed into the deck that are just secondary stages that give you extra coins to get back. In the solo version, you don't get these coins. In other words, are going to spend 1 coin per round. And so in that way, it acts as a timer to finish the game. You are also going to be able to spend your coins to reroll bad die faces. If you get an explosion, that's locked on you. You can't re-roll it in 1 or 3 times. You get 3 of these, you're out of the round, okay? But if you get one of these faces, that looks like a ship, okay? Yeah, put it right there. That ship is a life up, and that negates the explosion, and then you're free to re-roll. You can also spend a token to clear out this right here. That's going to be pretty important to get new cards out. Because let's say I got a bunch of volcano cards and then I defeated the volcano boss. What that means is I no longer have access to volcano cards. Okay, that might be bad because it means it limits what I can go to. The volcano might have really expensive cars I want. Maybe I want to get rid of them to mess with somebody else, to deny them the chance of their opportunity to get to the boss. You put out one boss for all the players, so everyone has a chance to get one. You can spend a coin to re-roll again against a stage. You can spend 2 coins to re-roll against a boss again. Okay, and that's basically what's going to happen here. So to show you how the gameplay works, you are basically going to take these die, you're going to roll it 3 times. And whether I roll well or not, I'm going to go through all the steps so you can see how it works. And I got to tell you right now, it's a really fun, lighthearted way to wrap up a night for yourself. I've done this several times already. You know, it's not, the turns are not so vexing that it's a burden to deal with, but it's not so obvious that, you know, you can just phone it in. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to roll my die. Okay, and what do I have here? I have 2 reds. I have 1 explosion that needs to be negated by a level up. I have a blue, and I have a white missile face. So what I'm going to do is, if I went for the ocean, I could complete that with these 2 dice, but that would only give me 3 points. I could try to go here. That would be twice as many points. I have a red, I have the white missile, I have the blue, and all I need to do is get a purple now. So I'm left right now with 2 renews and 1 explosion. They cancel out, so now I'm able to re-roll them, plus this for my second re-roll. Oh my gosh, and I rolled 3 explosions. Okay, that was not fun. All right, well, I got those 3 explosions. That means I totally lost my turn. But luckily, because of the design of the game, I'm not totally out of the game. When you go ahead and lose like that, you're going to get 2 tokens for the future, 2 more re-rolls, and if you have the expansion, you get a power capsule. These are really great. And what these power capsules do, it says upon death, you're going to gain 2 tokens and draw this card. And what this says is I'll have 1 point here if I don't use it. And I may discard it to change a die to my red spread. So I'm going to put that here. Okay. So next, let's just suppose I cleared this card out and it came to me. I'm going to put this over here into my pile. I'm going to draw a new card and put it down. Okay, well, this is another expansion that I mixed in. This is called a bonus stage. So the bonus stage is going to go down here. And you're going to keep drawing until you get a brand new card for a stage. So I have ocean, 2 deserts, another ocean in my bonus. Let's say the other person is going to go. I'm going to roll here, okay? And let's see what I can do. I have a purple, a red, 3 blues, 2 white missiles. Well, I got my missile that'll work there. I have my blue that'll go there. I have my purple that'll actually go into the bonus stage, and I have my missile that'll go there as well. So that's pretty darn good. Okay, so I completed those. Those are going to come to me. So I got 3 points for the ocean. I got 2 points for the bonus stage. But because I did the bonus, that gives me access to this die here. And what this die is, it is a free token die. I rolled a 2 face there. That's going to give me 2 more tokens. And that's going to be really important because not only are they worth points at the end of the game if they are not used, but they will help me reroll bad die and let me fight the boss and all types of stuff. So I'm going to draw another card. Okay, so a volcano comes out. Let's suppose it's my turn now. And let's say I want to go for the volcano boss. Okay, so what I have here, I mean, unfortunately, my power here doesn't really help me with my volcano boss because my volcano boss doesn't even have a red symbol on it. But I'm going to go ahead and try to fight it. So having these 2 cards gives me 2 opportunities to try to fight against the volcano boss. The number of stages I have gives me my opportunities. So I have 2 attempts to attack that person. 2 rolls. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my dice. I'm going to give him a roll. And what do I have here? I have an explosion that's canceled out by a life up. I have 1 white missile. I have 1 blue. I have 2 more life ups and another red that I don't need. All right, on to roll number 2. I only get 2 rolls. Okay, and there I go. And I got the purple. I got this, and that is locked, and I didn't get it. I fell 1 short. Okay. Well, again, you know, that's going to be the same deal. If you fail any of these things, you're going to get some rewards here, okay? So again, I would fail this. I would get my kickbacks like my tokens and my power capsules. Now, should I have defeated this person, something great's going to happen. I'm now going to have access, should I have defeated the boss, I'm going to have access to this dice. And this die here gives me all types of goodies. This gives me double blues, it gives me a wild, it gives me double purples, it has one explosion, it has no lives up, but double everything else. And I'm going to use this in future rolls in place of one of my regular die. Now, what that does is it does remove one life up and does give me one explosion, but the doubles are really a lifesaver a lot of times. Okay, and then you just keep going. You have the opportunity to get 2 of those bonus dice as you play to go for that third creature. So the game really starts ramping up. Now, some of the expansions that we talked about are the bonus stages and stuff. You're trying to get 3 of these, but you could also try to shortcut it and go for that Nexus Soul card, which is for every boss you have. You can go ahead and just try to defeat this guy right here, defeat this, boom, 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 boom. You need 6 dice there. That's going to be worth 9 and trigger the end of the game, in which case that doesn't necessarily win you the game, but it is going to give you a cutoff point for checking scores to see if you have enough points. If I rolled 5 of a kind, there's a bunch of cards here. If I rolled 5 of those white missile cards, I'd get this, and this would always give me an extra missile. Here, if I had those purple results, the plasma, then I would always get a plasma, and so on for all the different symbols. You have the power capsules. You have this one over here called Dark Energy. Now, this is optional. I don't play with this one too much because I usually forget to do it. They say to do it for every turn. I might do it for every round or so. But basically what's going to happen is you're going to roll a die. You're going to take a die and you're going to roll it. And when you roll it, this came up with the blue. I'm going to move my little marker here down to the blue. And that says is every player gets a token, which is great. Some of them are bad, some of them are good. And just like everything else, there's a whole bunch of these cards in the game. And they're double-sided. And I'm trying to see if I have the others here. Yep. There's a whole bunch of those cards, and they're all double-sided. And so they tell you something's going to happen for each of those symbols. So for here, for the missiles, only roll 6 dice this turn, not 7. If I roll the red, no power-ups this turn, so that's a detriment. Here, for the life up, it says each one-up rolled gets a token. Oh, that's pretty good, okay. Let's see what it says over here on the other side. They'll keep it on this face. If I roll the purple, and this was up there, it says I cannot attack a boss. I cannot rush a boss. The wave says extra waves needed. Oh, this is making everything harder. Here, explosion, 2 explosions, and the turn, not 3. Wow, okay, so that one makes it a lot harder, okay? So you can add that if you want some complications in there. And I told you about the Ace Pilot. So you can kind of see, like, as you're going, there's a lot of ways to spend your money and a lot of decisions to make, especially with your other people. You know, you're thinking, do I want to go for the points? Do I want to go for the boss? Do I want to bypass that and go right for the Nexus Soul boss? There's also a card that is only for multiplayer, and this is called the Nemesis Approaches card. Not the Nexus Soul, the Nemesis Approaches. And what happens is you put 6 reroll tokens on here, and this card has to go away before you can tackle anything else. So if you contribute a lot, you're going to get a lot of tokens, which again are points at the end of the game, 1 point each, 100 points each, possibly rerolls, plus the card itself is worth 2 points. So, you know, that's good to remember. Kind of getting back to here, when I fought that boss a second ago, I had everything except one symbol. I could have easily spent my coins here to reroll and try to go for that. And if I did that, I would have gotten access to that extra die. And that would have been really exciting. But I failed to do it. But that's really the thrust of the game. You have a huge, healthy stack of cards here. Just tons of stuff to go through. It's really, really cool. See, I left some of those in for the multi-plays I've been doing. Bonus stages, they're the bomb. I love getting to roll that die. And as far as the solo, just to reiterate there, you're going to start with all of these. And you're going to spend 1 just to have your round. If you need a re-roll, you're going to spend 1 or 2. You know, you might spend 1 on a bad roll. Like if I did this, and I had nothing to take care of my 2 explosions, I might spend my money just to re-roll my explosions. All right, well, I'm going to spend 2 to re-roll my Explosions. Did I get out of there? Okay, I got out of a bad sticky wicket, but nothing's really good here. So I'm going to spend another one to reroll everything. And you might think that you have a lot of tokens, but you're many times going to have a turn where you blew through, 6, 7. I think one time I even blew through 13 chips trying to get one of those bosses down. So a fun time, a light time, one that's easy to get to the table, one I like to play at the end of the night. So that is Galaxy Dice. I suggest give it a whirl, give it a look. The art's fun. The dice are super cool. And if you have questions about gameplay, please ask me. Happy to tell you about it. And until next time, friends, take care. Bye.